Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're cracking open Thumzup Media's latest report. Let's see if their financials make us give a thumbs up or if they deserve a big thumbs down. Spoiler alert, they're investing in Bitcoin, which is either genius or crazy. We'll see. This report will look at a snapshot of their past 3 months, revealing just how well or not so well they are executing their business plan, and if their money is actually making money. Like before we dive into the numbers, if you're tired of corporate jargon and want real insights, hit subscribe. Also, come join us on our Discord server, linked in the description. Let's get started. Scroll forms tops PLVade. Document type Catre 2903 AV4 10101 XWARO 202025 AFS Let's Gate Czine 6AT22 Chevron Tendru 25 Sroll. This is a Form 10Q context rate of First off, this is a Form 10Q, meaning it's a quarterly report. Think of it as a progress report card from the company to its investors. The report covers the period ended March 31, 2025. Let's get into the numbers. Let's start off with the main event, the numbers dot. I'm going to scroll to a balance sheet table here where we can see all the assets that a company has and the debts that it owes. Alright, let's get right into it. The amount of cash Thumzup has on hand went down from about $4.7 million at the end of last year to just over $1 million at the end of March. That's a pretty big drop, and we'll need to see why this happened. Also, they have $252 of receivables versus the $17,000 they had previously. Receivables is money owed to them. It seems like no one's paying Thumzup. Now, they've also started investing in something they call digital assets, NET, which are the company's Bitcoin holdings. These are now worth about $1.6 million side. Their debts, called total liabilities, are steady at almost $400,000. This gives them a total stockholders' equity of $2.8 million at the end of March, down from $4.8 million at the end of the prior year. Stockholders' equity is essentially the overall value of the company from the perspective of the owners, so the company lost quite a bit of value in a short amount of time. And the most important number to understand that is on the next table that I am now scrolling to. This report isn't looking too good with the numbers. Hopefully we will see an increase in revenues here. This table looks at the company's income. Are they making any money? With all of this, well, their revenues are $151 compared to $41, compared to $41,700, but looking at their expenses, sales and marketing were $78,948 compared to $51,065 in the previous year. Additionally, general and administrative, or in other words, running the company, was $917,474. So this makes their net loss $135,462 for just the last 3 months. That gives them an earnings per share of negative 22 cents compared to just negative 4 cents the previous year. Derev, that means the company is basically bleeding money. Let's see how exactly they got there. For that, let's take a look at the statement of cash flows for the 3 months ended March 31, 2025. They used nearly $1.3 million in operating activities. A large part of that comes from buying more Bitcoin. They spent just over $2 million, which is an increase of $1,940 times $940 times $300 What they did instead of investing in their company is they went out and bought more Bitcoin, which the company is betting on. I guess their leadership is pretty convicted on Bitcoin, and they went out and did something to try and help shareholders, but potentially hurting the company. They went out and bought treasury stock, or in other words, their own stock for $298.77. Okay, let's scroll to the more interesting sections such as commitments, contingencies, and risks. First, the auditors are calling out something called going concern. Basically, it's accounting speak for we're not sure if this company can stay afloat. It looks like that there is doubt about the company continuing for a year from the issuance of the financial statements. Also, the auditors are emphasizing the risk of their Bitcoin strategy because it has a lot of volatility, and that the company could potentially have tax liability due to all the Bitcoin holdings. The auditors also highlighted their share repurchase program. The company bought almost $300,000 of its own stock. These concerns are mentioned in the notes, which are a more in-depth analysis than is typically found in these reports. Now for this, let's see what type of stocks the company has. For that, we will scroll to shareholders' equity. The company has a lot of stocks. Something to note, the company has Series A preferred stocks, which they are paying $3.50 dividends on. That can become expensive and has the potential to dilute the shareholders. Lastly, the company has something called warrants, which you can learn more about from the exhibit section that I am scrolling to. The company signed an agreement with Coinbase, allowing the company to potentially borrow assets. Finally, it's important to note that both the CEO and CFO have to personally sign off on the accuracy of this report. This is to hold them accountable if anything is found to be misleading. All in all, it's not a great picture for Thumzup Media in the short term. The company lost significant cash holdings from about $4.7 to $1 That's a big decrease. More importantly, they were not able to make money, having almost no revenue compared to their expenses. That has led to a significant amount of losses, close to $2 million, due to the business not being profitable. So the company will need to make a plan to start earning money fast before they run out of money. Just hard to find a ton of positives here outside of the leadership's strong conviction with Bitcoin and having over $1 million. What's your take on Thumzup Media and its Bitcoin-heavy strategy? Are they innovators, or is this a gamble gone wrong? Let me know in the comments. If you found this analysis valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Don't forget to join our Discord community for deeper discussions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.